Welcome to Vision on TV. We're at the final day of Climatecamp in Scotland, and we're having a chat today with Steve. We met on your first day at Climatecamp about 6 days ago, was it? And you shared with me then your impressions of Climatecamp, and I just found it quite interesting where you've come from and your kind of first impressions. Can you tell me a bit about what they were?
I was a bit disappointed actually, to find so many what I call posh people, and it just seemed like that they were playing games. It's part of a sort of summer from university that they're just taking part in something so they can tell people when they're older. But I mean, I've been here about 6 days now, and I'm incredibly impressed with the passion that people's got. That most of them actually work for charities outside as well. It's not just a weekend thing; it's actually full time. So.
When you say that you were disappointed, so you obviously had an idea of what you were coming to.
Yeah.
What was that idea?
Well, no, I'm disappointed because I've actually seen mainstream news the last couple of months. All the disasters, Pakistan, China, flash floods in Europe. Do you know what I mean? I'm disappointed not more's happening. On a larger scale, really.
In this camp?
No. Globally.
Just globally?
Globally,
right.
This is affecting everybody, I know this and I haven't been using, I haven't been to university or anything. I can actually see this myself, so I don't understand.
And when you say this, do you mean climate change or do you mean what the banks are doing?
It's all linked as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm surprised more people's not coming out and actually making a stand.
So you want to see more people here? You came here, did you feel it was a bit small?
Yeah, really, but also locally with people. I don't understand why what everybody calls normal people are not actually noticing what's actually happening and actually doing something about it. Even if it's just standing in the streets and being counted, something needs to happen.
So when you first came here, you felt people were posh.
Yeah.
Right.
They still are.
They still are. What makes a person posh?
They pronounce their H's, which I have trouble with.
I've been dropping my consonants since I've been in this country.
I know. It's just the attitude as well. There was a little bit of. I felt excluded from it. I didn't feel so welcome in here because of the way that I speak or things like that, which is a bit of a shame because if we're trying to create a world where there's no separation and that we all work together, then we actually need to do it on camps like this, I think.
So has it been the same for the whole week? Did you tell anyone that? Or?
No. It's changed a lot, and also my attitude's changed as well. I had a little bit of a personal agenda. I thought if I could ever take the opportunity to punch one of the coppers, because of my personal history, I would have done. But
is that why you came here? Because you heard it was direct action?
No.
I'm not saying you want to go around and punch all the coppers, but did you come here feeling like, okay, this is an opportunity to just get a bit hard about something?
Of course. I've had over 20 years of experience with the banks and the police, and I am a toxic waste product of society, really. Because
you're a toxic waste product.
Well, of course, I was bred to work in factories or building sites. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it from the bottom.
What have you seen from the bottom?
Well, the way that they treat people, they got no respect for anybody. As long as they fill their own pockets, it's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. We actually need to change the whole system, and I do think it's possible to change it as well.
And so you came here feeling like
revenge.
Yeah. All right, yeah. And then we're a bit posh.
Well, yeah, but it's actually been quite an experience, a spiritual experience, really, because I heard two girls from Canada speaking about their personal experiences about what's happening in tar sands, from the tribal aspect, and that really made me start thinking that it's no good just being violent or destructive, because then we're going to alienate the people what it's affecting as well. So, it's changed. I'd like to think of a new way of protesting, which I think if more normal people.
What's a normal person?
Well, I'm the everyday person. No.
Am I a posh person?
Yeah, borderline.
Borderline posh.
Yeah. But the everyday working class people that hasn't got time to take notice of these things. I wish they knew more. It's a shame that the BBC don't actually portray these things. To tell the truth.
But are working class people reading the BBC, listening to the BBC, watching the BBC?
A lot of people take notice of what the BBC say.
Okay.
Which is, don't. But no, because they're not telling the truth. I was absolutely shocked to find out all this information. I didn't know all this stuff, about tar sands and things like that. And it's not really put over on the local media, is it? Or, the BBC News or anything like that. So
what do you think about the language used here? What do you think about the way, tar sands, the way they're described, terms like climate justice and social justice and ecological crisis?
We're labelling too many things, right? There's too many diverse groups. Do you know what I mean? Like when they're coming from the racist acts, but it's all one thing. You can't separate this. Do you know what I mean?
So, does that language speak to you? Does that make sense to you when you hear people?
Not really.
All right.
Not really. Do you know what I mean? It's too fluffy. It's they're trying to show that they're educated, which after time it doesn't come across to me that they are, because
Well, what do you want to say to Climatecamp in terms of reaching out to more working class people? What do you want to tell Climatecamp to do? What's going to help Climatecamp get to working class people?
Well, to be more welcoming when people do turn up and less suspicious. I've heard a lot since I've been here about undercover police. And I've been telling them.
Are you an undercover police officer?
No, unfortunately not. Do you know what I mean? It's like, even if they were here, it's a good chance to turn them. You don't have to tell them anything to do with the plans.
Does someone treat you like you were? Does someone?
Oh, constantly. But it's do you know what I mean? Like, I'm taking it as a joke now, but
You've been asked repeatedly while you're at Climatecamp.
Yeah.
So be more welcoming.
Yeah.
Try not to accuse people of that.
Yeah.
What else?
But I don't know. Less of the posh speak.
Right.
Talk normally. Everybody can see what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It's time now to encourage more people to come out, and if there was less destruction as well, because I think that frightens a lot of people off.
What's been destructive here?
Well, there was only the one window what was broken, but that's going to stop a lot of people coming, I think.
I think the wasps are going to stop a lot of people coming.
Yeah.
No. So did you thought that was destructive? Did you?
It is for the mainstream.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about the direct action that's gone on here? Has it been hard enough? Or have you changed your mind?
Well, I've changed my mind in a way, but then again, direct action would be, mass people coming out onto the streets. That would stop, it functioning to start with. We don't have to smash up anything now or punch the police.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. Thanks for sharing your views. Thanks. So this is Vision on TV, and tune in for the next episode. Cheers.